Okay. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Marco, for the invitation. I want to spend some minutes explaining what we are doing in Zed and what is the company doing and how it's possible that a company like us is coming from Spain, where technology is almost non-existent or has been until now. So basically, what we are trying to do, we define ourselves as we are an IP development company. We are always talking about the entertainment side of things, and we have three big units. I would say we produce animation, 3D animation. We just launched worldwide, and in the UK will come to screens this week, in the 4th, our first 3D animation film, which is called Planet 51. We also have a division where we develop video games, which is called Pyro Studios, and then we have our online, both for internet or physical internet and mobile internet, which is called Zed. And that for us, it plays both the role of as a distribution channel, one, and secondly as a monetization channel for the other products. So we have in total something like more than 2,000 people. We are growing in terms of staff at around 20 to 30% per year. So the objective for next year is to be very close to 3,000. We have today offices in 60 countries around the world. You have the map there, all the green countries where we have an office. And yeah, we could get to more places, but it's difficult to find the people and the time to then control that. We are, in terms of size, to have that presence, we are doing around $700 million in revenues, and still growing at, through the recession, we have been growing at 40 to 50% per year. And still, now that we are getting out, probably we are going to continue at something like 60 to 70% a year. So we cannot complain about the growth. Business is going very well. And still, obviously, I don't have to ask if anyone has a mobile phone here. The answer is everyone is yes, but almost 99%. And still, you can get these kind of figures with the kind of lousy navigation that you have on mobile phones today. So the revolution of the iPhone, which in terms of philosophy is great for us, has not really translated into real numbers yet, because the penetration of things like the iPhone are still extremely small in comparison with the total market. And especially when you get out of countries like US or the UK, Spain or Germany, the iPhone phenomenon doesn't really exist. So you go to Russia or you go to Southeast Asia or Latin America, and the iPhone phenomenon is non-existent. So there's still plenty of things to do over there. How we make money. I think how we summarize what we do is, traditionally, when you talk about media and how you create and explode an IP, you have traditionally you have a content that then you will do adapt it to a channel that you are going to use, and then you will reach an audience. And in media, traditionally, that has been driven by advertising. What we have changed and what we are doing is that from a central piece of content or central IP, we develop that content for all the channels that are available right now. So that includes from the very big IP, we send it even to cinemas or even TV program production. We produce video games, we produce MMOs around that product for the internet, and of course we produce mobile products for that. Almost in all channels except mobile, the business is around advertising. Obviously, when we sell physical video games, that's not. But in the rest of the channels, it's driven by advertising. And what we try to do is push as many customers as we can as to the mobile channel, which is really what creates the revenues for us. that channel as a premium channel accounts today for 80% or 85% of our revenues, and it's really extremely important piece, I think, going forward for media companies to monetize their audience. It's much more effective than advertising through the internet, and it's just a question of time to get penetration higher and higher on that segment. And by doing that, cross-platform, what you can do is leverage the maximum of your IP and the different devices that people may have to access that content. In order to maintain a steady growth of revenue, basically what we plan is different IP launches through different windows to avoid if you focus only on the very high-end super massive IPs, like could be cinema or TV or one of the largest video game productions. Basically what you have is revenues that go up and down like roller coaster type, which financial world doesn't like very much. So what we do is phase our launches, so we make sure that every quarter we have a sufficient array of products to launch in the different windows to maintain a steady growth of revenues and cash flow. As an example of the things that we do, on Planet 51, this is what we have done, outside. And for us, the movie is just the starting of the development of the IP. It's just, we produce the movie internally. We develop the technology, which is as good as any other out there in the market, or even in some cases even better. From a global box office is going to do great. We're going to do north of $220, $250 million of box office with this movie. But the important part for us starts, after the release, which is where all the digital products kick in. We have a very big PC online world, including all kind of products, MMOs, massive multiplayer games, array of flash games, and of course mobile products that you can buy. We have a video game that hit the shelves, the stores at the same time as the movie. We have a TV series of cartoon animated products that will go into the market to continue with the IP development just after the DVD sale. And of course, then we have a full array of mobile products, including the all personalization range, iPhone, and of course Java products. So all that community, what creates is that if you, for example, if you are talking that a movie like this will have something like 40 million, a bit more, 50 to 60 million viewers in terms of cinema audience in cinemas on a worldwide basis. When you take that to the internet and mobile, probably you are talking that you will extend that universe to something like 210 to 220 million customers, and that's where we focus to make our money. The cinema, for example, the cinema window is something that will last only for 4 weeks, 5 weeks maximum on a worldwide basis. Then when you go to the internet and mobile, that's a window that is going to last for 36 to 40 months. So it's extremely important to create a very big IP, and that's where your business really starts afterward. The same applies to TV. We just and all that relates to what people is talking about, convergence. I think mobile, the capacity to monetize mobile, it's comes along with I would say with crossing the mobile phone as an interactive piece with the rest of the media. It's not. I don't think that the mobile is going to be a media in itself. It's not the device or the user interface and knowledge of the people is not there yet. You need the push of the other channels, considering the penetration of the mobile. And so last year we started to apply the same model that I was describing for cinema to TV. And we produced in our home country the first real TV program that was truly interactive, mixing TV and mobile. And it became the most profitable for TV stations, profitable TV program ever in the history of the Spanish TV market. And we are, through all this year we have been preparing the release of that product in the rest of the markets worldwide, which the first market to come out is going to be Argentina, which is will go live this winter. And after that, we have, Colombia, Mexico, Russia, some countries in Southeast Asia, and still working on the rest. And it's, to just give you some figures about, what happens when you started to cross collateralize, those media channels. We had out of our audience rating that was around, we did 2 sessions. One was the first one, was something like, we did something like 11%, which was fair. Well, it was our first experience, but it was okay. And the second one did 18% audience. That compares into Spain with the average audience, which is around 14. So it was 4% above the media. We got through mobile 2 million players that sign up for the product and the participation in just 30 days. 100,000 regular users on a daily basis, and that translated into so far this year for the channel a figure close to $90 million in revenues, which accounts for 90% of the profit of the media station for this year. So that's a summary of our TV experience. And just to finalize, I would say that it's the experience that we have in mobile and the figures that we are seeing with this kind of business model is that we are going to see first the revenue that you can generate with a mobile phone is much higher than you can generate from an advertising point of view in an internet or on a media site, number one. Number two, in the countries where advertising is not very developed, the revenues that you can generate today in mobile are much bigger than even the ones that Google generates. And you go like, for example, in the internet, we are the biggest company operating in the space in Russia, and we are 30 to 40% bigger than any of the biggest search engines, and we grow much faster. And still the technology and user interface is in its infancy, and I'm pretty sure that we will see in the next 4 to 5 years a company in the space that will be at least as big as Google. Obviously, we'll do our best to be in that race, and let's hope that we'll have some luck. And thank you very much for your time.